Hello, strong people. Welcome to my series on starting the journey to stop self-hatred. I'm not a psychologist, but I've dealt with self-hatred for the past 10 years, and now I am here to encourage people to stop hating themselves. Do you trust me if I tell you that self-hatred may be our struggle that is happening in our mind and our feelings, but this hatred itself, it doesn't burn within you. So what is self-hatred? To make it clear, so first allow me to share a bit of my experience. Maybe it aligns with yours too. So let's start from how could I hate myself back then? Okay, before I told you the whole story, before I answer that, please know I don't want to blame anyone when it comes to my personal struggles. I don't believe I have the right to point fingers or hold others responsible for my pain, because this is literally my life, under my control and my responsibility. However, I also cannot ignore the fact that sometimes the people around us, even without meaning to, have the highest chance of hurting us. Back to the question, why did I hate myself back then? In my head back then, I thought I was ugly. I thought I was stupid. I believe no one needed me. I believe everyone hated me. I truly believe I would never receive kindness, warmth, of experience love from anyone. I even thought maybe it would have been better if I had never existed in the first place. But currently realizes that the real reason I dealt with self-hatred back then was because I misunderstood the harsh affirmations from myself, from the people around me, which made it hard for me to see myself as a human being. What I mean by this is that when people said I'm ugly, I really focused on what they said and repeated it to myself. So I started to believe that it is a fact. Back then, I always listened to what other people said about me and accepted their opinions. I spent hours and hours in front of mirror while remembering their harsh words. Back then, I allowed that negativity to sit with my imperfectly unstable mentality. If only I knew that back then none of what they said was true, and most of it was just cruel, which made me see myself as a big failure and a shame. Well, it is a fact that I was born with red, sensitive skin, curly hair, and a bigger size compared to other kids, not just girls, but also boys. Whenever they saw me, they already gave me that look of disgust from my face to my whole body. When I was with them, what I said didn't matter, so I tried so hard to be heard and seen by my friends. I tried so hard to fit in so much that people around me started using me and my body as a joke. Well, they said a lot of things like, oh, you look like an Asian man, and they said that no man would ever like a girl with a face like this. You know, I remember back then when I had a crush on a boy, on someone, he immediately hated me and was disgusted by me, especially my looks. And sadly, yeah, I let them treat me badly because I thought that was the price I had to pay to be seen and not feel lonely, even if it meant lowering my dignity. I forced myself to laugh at their jokes every day, but at night, I'd take off my mask and let the tears fall. When I was alone at night, I'd play a recording of random voices so I could cry without my parents noticing. I acted like the funny kid in front of the adults in my big family just to feel accepted as a regular kid, especially since I didn't stand out in academics or anything special. They like to say things like, why are you so fat and dull? Why do you already have acne in this young age? Why is your face so red? Why are you so tomboy? But little did they know their words were the ingredients for the tear face mask I wore every night. There was also my dad's colleague who liked to insult me because I wasn't as genius as my brother, who succeeded in National Math Olympiad. I also remember back then someone's mom giving me a side eye whenever I was around her kids because they disliked me. Well, I'm sorry if this sounds like I'm being self-centered, but the point of this I'm trying to make is those horrible moments started when I was very young. Back then, I was easily triggered to cry, have tantrums, rage, scream, and hate myself whenever the same patterns of bullying, harsh words, and treatments, things that left a strong mark on my mind, happened again. From my experience, my self-hatred comes from the hatred around me that I allowed to settle inside me. I let that negativity sit with my fragile young mind and mentality. But come to think of it, was that my fault? No. Was it your fault that you're sad because of people who insulted you? No. I can say it is your fault because your feelings are valid. No one deserves to be treated like that. Think of it, if it was wrong to feel sad because of someone else's word, then why would God forbid it? Well, because it is not nice, right? Am I weak to feel sad? No. Your mind and feelings are just responding to what's happening around you. In short, you're just using your head and body the way they're meant to. There's nothing wrong with that. The conclusion of this video is that, from my experience, self-hatred is an internal feeling of rejection toward yourself. It happens because of the negativity you receive from the outside, which you then process inside your mind. So in this second episode of my series on starting the journey to stop self-hatred, I want you to know that, please know that I am really proud of you. Choosing to watch this video means you have realized you're not in an okay place or situation. You might find it hard to say this to anyone else, but let me tell you, that is okay. Because first, you have God. Second, you have people around you. You have your parents, your family. And the last thing, you have me. Tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala everything, every single thing, and ask Him for whatever you need. God will help us through every situation. No matter how hard, no matter how simple, no matter how difficult it is. I trust you. You can change your situation. You can feel better about yourself. So, I'll see you again in the next episode, inshallah, and Assalamualaikum.